Hi, my name's Heather, and this is my story. The bladder is nice and full. And this little peach pit down here is your uterus. And my catheter's right there. Let's see if I can. Yeah. So you're gonna see me right here, okay?
Okay.
See me creeping in? And see a flash? That's the zebra. Alright. Pressure's off me, I did my part. Alright. Now let's do a count.
So think Michael Phelps thoughts. Swim.
So back in 2012, my husband and I were recently engaged, just got our first apartment, moved to a whole nother state, just started college, and bam, I became pregnant. I miscarried at 8 weeks, and I was in a very bad depression for 9 months straight. And you know, God wasn't a really big part of my life back then. Like, I believed in him, but not, I guess, like I do now. I didn't have that relationship. And not that he, you know, made me miscarry or anything, but I believe he really wanted me to know him at that moment, and really wanted me to have faith in him and just have a relationship with him. And I believe that's why, you know, that happened. And so after that, I was like, you know, I really want to try again, because the first time we didn't try at all. And so we tried and tried and tried. We went to countless appointments, and we moved, you know, to Oklahoma. And more tests were ran. I had unexplained infertility. There's nothing wrong with him. We don't know what's going on. So, you know, we just kind of took it day by day. And in 2016, the beginning of 2016, I had declared, because we had just started a new church a couple years before that, and I declared that that was our year. We were going to get pregnant regardless, you know, of what came our way. We were going to get pregnant. And so I made a small fertility group and asked a few of the girls in the big fertility group that's on Facebook if they wanted to be in my group. And it's just like a messenger thing, just where because a lot of times in the big groups, your comments and posts get overlooked, and I thought this would be a good way for us to kind of all get to know one another and talk and vent whatever we wanted to do in there. And so I added like 10 girls, almost 10 girls, and later in April we found out that we qualified for a study, and they pay for 3 treatments. 3 IUIs, all medicine, everything was paid for. And so we were like, okay, well, you know, God wouldn't surround me with all these pregnant women and these girls in my group, and one of them had just got pregnant. He's not going to do that to me, right? So first one came along, second one came along, third one, they all failed. And when the third one came, God like whispered to me and was like, it's not going to work, but it's going to be okay. Because the first and second one, I was devastated, and I was kind of going back into that depression state. But when I got to that third one, I just kept pressing on, and I was like, okay, if this doesn't work, it's okay. So back in, I think I was 10 or 11, something like that, I told my mom that I wanted to adopt, and I believe that God placed that, you know, he planted that in me at such a young age because he knew I was going to adopt. I guess he knew. And so a few years ago, I asked Trent, and I, asked him, I was like, hey, would you want to adopt and everything? And he was just like, I don't think this is for me and everything. So I was just like, okay, we're going to let him have his space. When he's ready, then he'll be ready. So, and after that third treatment didn't work, I talked to him again about adoption, and he was like, let me think about it, and he finally came around and said yes. So I was like, okay, yay. And so between going back and forth, the pros and cons of going through the state or going through an agency, the state really called to us because there's so many kids out there that really need loving homes that have been through so much trauma. And so that's what we decided to do. We had to do training, home studies, all that good stuff, and we finally finished our home study a couple weeks ago, or not a home study, training a couple weeks ago. Got our certificate, and we we're foster parents, foster to adopt. So that is you'll be fostering, and then pretty much fostering in hopes to adopt, I should say. And so we did that, and we got the whole nursery done, everything. A couple of friends of mine, they just kind of gave us everything that we could possibly need, and we're so thankful to you guys. And so we were just so focused on the adoption that trying never even crossed our mind. Like, I'm not saying that we just gave up, but I really needed a break after all these years. 5 years, I really needed a break. And so we took that break and just focused solely on the baby, the forever baby we will be having soon, and just being able to love on other babies while we're just waiting. So in November, I kind of just was like, you know what, God, I'm gonna love on all these babies, and I give our baby that we will have naturally to you, and when you think that it's the right time, then then it's the right time. And so that's what we did. And I tell you guys, God is so good. He's so good. Oh my goodness, he's so good. But then just in January came along and everything, and then February, and about 2 weeks ago, I had one test left over from our last treatment that was in November, and it expired next month in March. So I was like, let me just take it. I was already 5 days late. I thought I was supposed to start my cycle at the last training that we were going to do, or that we did. It didn't come on, and I was complaining and everything, and I took the test, and it was positive, guys. It was positive. And I was just stood there shaking, and I had to sit down, and I called my husband. I was telling everyone, I'm like, forget the however many weeks you are, don't do it, or don't tell anyone or whatever. But guys, I tell you, my husband and I, we went and got a digital test later that night, and it said pregnant. And guys, I'm just telling you, he will do it. He will do things you can never think possible. He will do anything and everything. I'm just in such awe, and I have faith that this is going to be a healthy pregnancy. Friday, this Friday, which is I think the 4th, I'll be 6 weeks. And it's so surreal to me because when you've really put your faith in Him and everything that you have, He will do it. But you have to give it all to Him. And I've told everyone that once I gave it all to Him, He gave it all to me. We will have 2 babies by the end of this year. And I'm so thankful and just so in awe of what He has done. He's given it to us double. Like, I'm in awe. I'm shocked. And I want this video to be for anyone that's struggling with anything, whether it's infertility or a new job or abusive relationship or whatever it is. If you want to get out of that or you want to get in that, then give it all to Him. Tell Him, this is all yours, Lord, and I give you my life. You know, I give you everything that... Oh, you're gonna make me like go off. But, you know, I haven't really cried much since I found out because I'm so amazed at His work. If He's done it before, He will do it again, right? And I just, you know, if you want to really experience what I have experienced, as far as the good stuff, I don't wish any of the, you know, bad stuff that I went through and all that, but feel free to message me. You know, in my group, I'm the 4th girl in my small fertility group to get pregnant. Can you believe that? I am pregnant, guys. I am pregnant. I have been wanting to say that for 5 years. 5 years. And all I can do is thank Him, because if it wasn't for Him and if it wasn't for me believing in Him and having that relationship and just loving on Him and not so much focused on me, because it's not about me, it's about Him. He wants to show up, He wants to show out, He wants to show His miracles and everything He can do. And once you let Him, He will. But you have to have faith. You have to. And I have learned that and countless times that I didn't think me and my husband could get through whatever it was, whether it was financial, medical, or whatever it was. God always shows up. And I just hope someone gets something from this. And I pray for each and every one of you, because He will do it. He will do it. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, so this is my story, and I hope you liked it.